guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that all bell notification, and that way you won't miss any time I publish a new video. Also to mention, I started a new YouTube channel, Laura Forde's Videos 2, so be sure to go across there and check it out, give me some support and help me reach that 1,000 subscriber mark over on that end as well. Alright, so what are we going to be making today? Well, today we're going to be making, so what we're going to do is first is start by cutting up our chicken and putting our fajita seasoning into it. I'm using boneless chicken thighs for this. I deboned it myself. I'm cutting up my chicken into bite-sized pieces. Okay, let me go clean up my cutting board and wash my hands, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to season up our chicken. So I'm going to put some oil, some olive oil. Here I have a half teaspoon of cumin powder. I have a half teaspoon of Lawry's seasoning salt here. Here I have 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. And I'm just going to squeeze in half of a lime. Alright, let's just start mixing this up. Alright, so we're going to set this aside to leave it to marinate for a while, and now let's cut up our peppers. If you're making it, you can use regular onions, but I'm not going to use regular onions. I'm going to use spring onions. So I'm going to cut up now my bell pepper and my spring onions. Let me go and wash my hands now. Now, if you're making a regular fajita, you wouldn't cut up your bell peppers as small as this, but because I'm doing it as a fried rice, that's why I'm cutting it up small. Now, if I was making a regular fajita style chicken, I would use regular onions, but I'm not going to be using regular onions. I'm going to be using spring onions. I think I'm going to be adding more spring onions to this. I'm also going to add to this fajita style fried rice is some cabbage as well. Now the cabbage, of course, is not traditional in a fajita style chicken dish, but as I always say in cooking, you could always make it your own. So I'm just going to get to cutting up this cabbage, and then we will move on to the next step. Okay, I'm going to wash my spatula now, because once I use raw chicken and it starts to cook a little, I usually wash my spatula or my spoon before I put it back into the food. Okay, so I'm going to remove my chicken. Now I'm going to add in my vegetables. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to my vegetables. Okay, so at this point I'm going to add in my rice. Now this was cooked yesterday, so this is cold rice. I will leave a link in the description below so you can see how I make my rice. To make this a little more traditional in terms of looking like fried rice, even though this is a fajita style fried rice, because we use the fajita seasonings for our chicken, and we use bell peppers, and of course which is used when you're making a chicken fajita. But just to make it look a little more traditional in terms of a fried rice, I will add a little of some tamari soy sauce, just to give it a color. All right, and at this point, I'm going to add back the chicken. And I'm also going to add in 1 teaspoon of sugar, which is usually done when you're making fried rice, and that's to help to create a balance between the salt. So you get a balance between the salt and the sweet. It doesn't really make it sweet, but that is usually done when making fried rice. They usually put sugar in order to create a balance between salt and sweet.